Zenless Zone Zero just released their 1.1 update for their game, and I'm so happy with all the changes that they're having. So this is their official post on Twitter, and we are going to go over all of the new updates. The most that I can say with the very least amount of words is that they listened. They actually listened. So let's go over all the stuff that they have in store for us. So we have the Redo Renovation Talk Volume 1, High Proxies. Pretty much over here, they're talking about, since the official release of the game, that they're just very happy that so many people have enjoyed playing it. And every time that they see how the characters and stories resonate with the fans, and how much we're just awaiting new content, it just makes them feel really proud, and that Eridu is so alive and real to everybody. And I agree. I love the game so much. It definitely resonated with me. The Bellabog arc definitely made me cry more than I want to admit. But yeah, they talked about the feedback that the fans have given them, and they were going over improving the connection between the HDD TV mode, which is like the TV puzzles that you get in some of the storylines, combat experience, offering more diverse and challenging combat options, and optimizing some repetitive exploration experiences, which I love so much. So they are calling this the Redo Renovation Talk, where they're pretty much discussing the main issues that people have talked about, and this is what they are going to do now. So some things to talk about as far as the 1.1 version. So they first talk about pretty much interacting with new Eridu's neighborhoods and being able to fight through levels to advance the story's progress from the perspective of the mission's protagonist, which is great. So it gets more of that open world feeling, less of the HD TVs, and more of just like running around and getting loot and getting items that way through the perspective of the main protagonist and not through the bang boos and the TVs, which a lot of people didn't like it. I know I have a few friends that didn't really care for that feature. I was okay with it. I was able to get through. I liked the concept. I thought it was new, different from things I've seen before in other games, but I know a lot of people were not big fans of it. So now there's going to be less of that and more of like you going as the protagonist through these stages to collect these items and these progressions moving forward. Another thing that I'm really happy about, and something that would frustrate me with the game, is I want to go ahead and I want to use a special. If you're a keyboard and mouse, you press Q. Like I want to press Q to do this special, but I can't because I am stuck in a chain attack that I can't get out of unless the timer runs out. And now what the developers are doing, they are changing it. So they're making a button for manual chain attack modes that will be added to the squad lineup interface. Pretty much what this means is that you can cancel a chain attack combo function, and that will be added in combat, allowing you to choose whether to use the manual chain attack mode according to your preferences, which I think is such a great change. I really love that. I think it's going to be great for users of the games or players of the games because it gives you more freedom. It gives you more control over how you want to function. And I think one of the biggest assets that the game has to offer as far as gameplay is the parry mechanics and just the fluidity of the combat style, the interchangeable characters on your team. I think that's highlighted very well and was done fantastic in the game. However, the chain attack combos, though effective, it could interrupt somebody's style of gameplay. And I think this would just be a really nice change. So really great job. The third point that they make is in terms of combat, we have added a series of challenging combat missions and game modes that will be continuously updated, which is great because we pretty much get the same challenges again and again. So with this, we're doing something more diverse. We're doing something that's different, which can make the game feel new. And I know with the HD TVs, there were moments in there where there were kind of like puzzles. Things were a little different, but it got a little monotonous, as the game story progressed. So now it's more about, making things different and probably doing it more as the protagonist than with the TVs, which I think will be, again, such a great change. The fourth point that they make is in Shiyu Defense, we have improved the display of enemies' attribute resistances, making it easier for you to select suitable agents for each challenge, which not really too big of a change, right? Like you can just go into the game and press, I think it's key enemy details, and it will show you what their weaknesses are, but now it's all in one screen. For those who didn't bother to check on it or just went right into the game, it could definitely make the combat harder. Now, the game has already been known to be an easy game. It's not that difficult, even for new players. I even find myself going on challenge mode a lot of the times because I find the game extremely easy because it is so easy to level up characters. And you can level up your characters far beyond what is necessary for the arc that you are on or the chapter of the story that you are on right now. So the difficulty could be, more or less difficult depending on how much you rank up your characters. But for this, I like how, for those of us who are just playing, who are story mains and not necessarily like build mains, this gives like a much more seamless, report of the enemies that you'll be facing and what kind of agents that you'll need, which again, is another fantastic thing. I love that. And then the sixth point that they make is the battle menu interface on mobile devices will allow you to customize certain UI buttons with the preset plan. So you can choose the controls that best suit your playstyle, which is great because depending on the kind of phone that you have, I don't know if you guys have ever played a mobile, but sometimes depending on where the buttons are, where the configurations are, you could just accidentally swipe out of the game completely. So this is good because it will allow players to more customize where they want certain things. So it's easier to play the game, which I think, again, another fantastic thing that Zenless Zone Zero is doing. The developers listened, and I just think that's so great and amazing. And I'm looking forward to all of the new updates with this new 1.1 utilization. It's so sad that we don't get a lot of companies that listen, but Hoyoverse, they're listening, and I appreciate that so much. So they also have a 1.2 optimizations that are expected to be implemented as well. So over here, they're saying for completed story commissions and exploration commissions with uncollected rewards, we will be adding a fairy assistance feature, which is their temporary name is fairy assistance. Once you meet certain requirements, you can hand over these missions to fairy to receive all the uncollected commission rewards after a set period of time, which is fantastic because there is nothing I think that might frustrate me more than completing a level and then realizing I missed a whole bunch of stuff that I could have collected. But with this, apparently when you reach a certain level, Fairy will take care of it. The Fairy is the AI that you equipped in the game. She will just collect the ones that you miss, which I think is fantastic. It doesn't stop the momentum of everything. And if you're more of a completionist, you will still get the benefits, without you having to go all the way back. So I think, again, another W for this. The second point they make is while exporting the monitor array, the automatic accelerated playback, when enabled, will not be interrupted by other events, which is great. What they're talking about here is when we're talking about the HDD TVs, when there is a person talking, you can't move. You can't do anything. And you can't skip, you can't fast forward, you can't smash the A button to get them to stop talking so you can get on with the game. You can't do any of that as of yet. So now what they're working on is being able to either start the game as the characters are talking or to have a skip option in there, which is fantastic, or to just speed up the rate in which the characters are talking so that way we can just get to the gameplay. Some people want that story and other people want action. And I think this is a great balance to give that option for both. If you want to listen, you can. If you don't, then you don't have to. You can just skip, you can fast forward, and you can get on with the puzzle. And I think that's absolutely great because I think the gameplay drags a little too long because of it. And I think this fixes it really, really nicely. Another thing that they added, their third point, is a preset lineup feature will be added. You will also be able to choose whether to include Bang Boo in your lineup for battle commissions. The lineup controls before the Shiyu defense will also be optimized, which is great. So this preset lineup, being able to choose whether you want to have a Bang Boo or not. I always love the Bang Boo, so I will probably always opt to have them. But I think having a Bang Boo in there, yeah, why not? Why not have the option to add a Bang Boo? I think those little guys are fantastic and have definitely become the mascots of the game. I think that's a great feature for sure. The fourth point that they make is the entrance location for agent training will be adjusted, and repeated combat stages will be added, making it easier to access training and familiarize yourself with agent-specific controls. This, I think, is a great thing. I think with all of the things that Zenless Zone Zero has to offer, you can get a little lost on where to have certain things, right? Like, where do I go to just check out like the basic, like the core mechanics of my character versus where to go to upgrade my character. And if you have it in a way where it's kind of all in one place, I think it will make for a lot, like a better and more seamless experience for players. So I think that's also, again, amazing job on the developers end. Definitely a W. And we have for their 5th point, after reaching a certain Internox level, a feature that allows you to freely change the time will be unlocked. Thank goodness, making it more convenient to adjust an in-game time. I was actually playing the game the other day and I wanted to go and complete all the little side quests that I have, right? Help Officer Mew Mew out and go ahead and do my due diligence as an Eridu citizen, right? But then I realized I had to wait. Like, I had to do other things, which I either didn't have energy for because I didn't have battery, or I didn't really want to progress the story. I wanted to level up my character, so I didn't want to do that. But I couldn't rest to wait later in the day. So I was like, I'll just go to the sofa, I'll just go to the bed, and I'll just rest until night. I'll rest until noon, or I'll rest until morning the next day. And it wouldn't give the option to do so. It would just restart to the next day. And I was like, man, that kind of stinks. So now with this, it's going to be adjusted when you are at a certain Internox level. What level that will be, I don't know. To be honest, I think it should be at the level where Officer Mew Mew becomes prevalent. I think that just makes the most sense. But yeah, I think that's, again, another great feature and something that the developers really paid attention to when talking to people who have played the game. That's, yeah, it definitely was a downer for me, and knowing that it's going to be fixed, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's going to, all of these points really at the end of the day make this gameplay a lot more in the player's control, which I love so much. And also their 6th point, based on your feedback, we've optimized the background brightness in some commissions, which is also, again, a good thing. The brightness looks good on my end. I have no complaints there, but I guess for some areas, yeah, it could be a little too dark for some people, and that's completely fine. If you have the ability to make things brighter or dimmer, why not? Why not do that? Why not grant the players that? And now they have some other things as well. Optimizations expected to be implemented in later versions. So currently you can only control Wise or Bell in the city instead of other agents you have obtained. And the special program live streams of later versions will announce our current progress and future plans. Please stay tuned. I have some theories that you will be able to play other characters in New Eridu. Like Nicole makes sense, Billy makes sense, Ellen makes sense, you know, characters that we've seen in 6th Street. So yeah, I think that'd be really, really cool to play as other characters. Why not? We will continuously be improving the models for some agents to provide proxies with an improved visual experience. I wonder if they're talking about the way that Wise looks in comparison to Belle, because there were a lot of complaints how Belle looked dripped out and Wise looked a little lackluster. So if there's like maybe their skin drops, like maybe there's different outfits that the proxies can wear, I think that'd be really cool to have the characters with different skins. I think that'd be a great addition and something that people would totally put money into for sure. And the 3rd point they say is we'll continuously optimize the interface interaction experience and combat interference UI. All proxies are welcome to explore the game further and let us know your suggestions. I love that. And this is just a part of their optimization plans, guys. It's so nice when a company wants to go ahead and to just hear their fans out, right? Hear what the players are saying and optimize your game to make it better, because ultimately that's what's going to make people want to play the game more. That's what it is at the end of the day, you know? That's how you keep a fan base. That's how you keep people playing the game, is actually listening and enhancing it. So this is really nice. I really, really like this. Great job. Round of applause to Zenless Zone Zero. You're doing great things. Let me know what you guys think of the new updates. Is there anything else that you think they should be paying attention to? Let me know in the comments below. But until another video, have a good one, Miracles, and I will see you all soon.